Alongside Brendan McDaniels, assistant women's lacrosse coach at Roberts Wesleyan College.
It absolutely is, and this is a game for both teams to get off on the right foot after tough week one loss. Important thing for the New York Lizards tonight is continuity. They're going to have some guys back that are going to be the regular guys that we'll see throughout the 2013 season, so we're going to need to see how they gel tonight. The important thing is they should win a lot of faceoffs, so they should have a lot of extra possessions to get that offensive rhythm going tonight. Joe Walters is now leading Major League Lacrosse with 21 assists this season. He's done a great job of getting the guys around him the ball, but also he's doing a great job of creating opportunities for himself. 9 goals in his last 3 games. Also, over the last 4 games, he's had 5 points or more, including a 6-point outing last week. Mike Stone has just had a fantastic season, Steve. He's quietly having one of the best seasons behind Rabel, behind Boyle, behind Posque. 21 goals on 33 shots on goal. That's the best shooting percentage on the team. That is 63%. By comparison, Rabel at 35%, Posque at 45%. So he's one of the most efficient guys, not only on this team, but in the league. He's an all-star, but he's becoming one of the greats in Major League Lacrosse. Yep. And Jovan Miller needs to be the guy that steps up this week for Charlotte. No Matt Danowski in the lineup. He is coaching with Duke University. Jovan Miller will come out of that midfield position, but he has such a great skill set. You want to imagine a guy that can do it all. He's got the size, speed, agility, strength, and he can score in a lot of ways. He needs to step up this week. Greg Grenlian, one of the best in the business, all MLL last year. He's converting 68% of his faceoffs so far this year. He's an absolute powerhouse on the X. He uses that motorcycle grip and just gets in there with the leverage and controls the faceoff X. See a lot of faceoff wins for Grenlian tonight. Yeah, and you weren't sure what you were going to get from Mark Millen last week after having such a long hiatus from the Major League Lacrosse, but the former MVP came out and was not all that rusty. 1 goal and 1 assist, 3 shots on goal. Looked pretty good, but they get Ned Crotty back this week, so that's going to open up the offense a little bit more. It should give Millen a couple more opportunities to score this week. Absolutely, and Steele Stanwyck has struggled a little bit this season, but I think with more reps, he's going to get into it. He's one of the most prolific passers in lacrosse today. He can create it on his own, or he can drive to the cage. He needs to create the offense, get guys like Chaz Woodson, Jim Conley, who had an outstanding season last year, get these guys involved in the offense, but also to make sure that he creates some of that offense for himself. I think he's worrying about deferring it a little bit too much. Sometimes he needs to be selfish and give some to himself. Exactly, and this is a game for Syracuse. They've won 6 in a row. They're averaging 14 goals a game over that time, but this is a very good Rutgers team. They've won 6 of their last 7. They also have a top 10 win over Princeton, who is number 7 in the country, so this is not a laydown game for Syracuse. That's right. Rochester has struggled at the faceoff X throughout the season. They're only the 2nd worst team, and tonight, Tim Fallon, Bobby Dattila, they've done an excellent job. They've pretty much dominated the faceoff X. We knew that Tim Sudan was going to come in with that platoon, and they have been perfect. They should, because they've had an excellent first half. But there's one key statistic at halftime that Gary Gate will show his team that should make the difference in the second half. They have 7 goals on 8 shots on goal. The goaltender, Collada, for Rutgers only has 1 save, so if they put some shots on net, they're going to have some more success. Woodson was outstanding tonight, and he's that veteran that really has to keep this Ohio team really focus over these last 2 weeks. They're playing Boston, and they can still be a spoiler because Boston's fighting for their playoff lives too. Ohio has a home and home with them, so Woodson will be a key down the stretch too. Kyle Dixon, the old standby, the University of Virginia alumni, had a little bit of an off season last year, only 16 points, but Dave Cottle, the new head coach for the Bayhawks, said he came in better shape in preseason this year than he ended last season, so look for a rejuvenated Kyle Dixon to lead this offense, especially tonight against Long Island. You don't want to give up that goal with less than a minute left. Last week in their game against Ohio, they had 3 out of their 4 quarters. They scored in the last minute. That really propelled them into the next quarter. You take a look at this one. Seifertz starts it off, dumps it up top to Poyan. Look at that alley that Poyan has. No defender is anywhere in sight. DiNapoli does not slide over. White doesn't slide over. If you're going to give an accomplished goal scorer like Poyan, who's been in this league a long time, an opportunity, he's going to get that. Anderson just so efficient off that right side when she drives. The last shot she had wasn't really a quality shot. This time she gets the feed, squares up her body, squares up her shoulders, and puts that shot up high. And that's the one part, Constantino, I mentioned that earlier, that's where she struggled to make saves, is those high shots, particularly off stick high, and that's exactly where Anderson put that shot and got the goal. Poyan has a green light anytime he gets a shorty on him defending him, and he can take it to the cage. And watch this again. He's going to have a short stick on him defending him, and he's going to just take him to school. Here's DiNapoli. DiNapoli tries to do a little poke check, and Poyan says, not this time, big guy. And he takes it right in over the shoulder. Nice leaping shot for Pete Poyan, and he has had a fantastic night so far. Probably the strongest part of the game. Let's pick this up, and you see a long pass down the lane from John Lade. Lade gets it up ahead to DiNapoli, DiNapoli to Lavelle, and you see Ohio a little bit slow to get back. And you got to wonder, because they're missing some guys in that transition, does that affect their transition game? Right there, a nice up and down quickly by Rochester. They get themselves on the board. Stephen Boyle gets inside, does an excellent job. As we take a look at this again, you see it comes behind X. You see Boyle, and you see his defender is crease side opposite high, and you see he just takes this right around Schwartzman. Schwartzman, I don't think was really anticipating Boyle to come in and roll the cage like he did, and Boyle gets in for the first goal of the game. That is key for Rochester, because being at home, having a playoff type atmosphere, you want them to get on the board first.
What a pretty one it was.
Right, you see him, he's dodging on a short stick, and that's a good advantage to him. He just gets out there far enough as he gets right by Kevin Drew. You see Drew started off playing good defense, got in a little bit too deep, and you see Lang was a little bit late over with the slide. And you see just on the tail end, John Galloway slams his stick against the goal, because that's one he wants back. Almost from the same exact position he did the first one. Grant Catalino sets up, just waits for the feed, winds it up, and sends a small riser. This time you're going to see an old standby. That's Doug Shanahan. Remember him? Shanahan sent it behind X to Cromwell, up to Catalino for the riser shot. He's gone high 2 times on DeBartolo and has got 2 goals. The Bayhawks only their 4th shot so far in the first quarter. You see Kimmel working on the long pole, hesitated, took that stutter, went left, still kept it in his stick, took the lefty shot and went low. The first couple shots have been point blank low. This time they go low from the outside, and Adams is slow to react to it, and Kimmel gets the first goal for the Bayhawks. When you look at it, Rochester's up 14-9. Eisenreich gets inside the middle of the defense, has 4 guys closing in on him, still gets that. And here, Connor Martin, this one hurts Rochester. A 2-pointer rifles it home. Rochester had a 5-goal lead. It's now down to 2 with 3:51 to go. In a game we talked about, Rochester cannot afford to lose, and Rochester a couple times has had an opportunity to put Ohio away and has not done it.
Free position. She's on that right hash. She's a natural lefty, so she has that opening. And you see, Collada gives her that whole far side, but Murray decides she's going to rip it near side and put it in.
Coach, we've seen Pete Poyan have a big first half. He's drawing a short stick. Is that something that you guys identify because you have so much balance? Is whoever gets the shorty, that's the one you want to get to make the run at the cage?
Yeah, particularly if Pete Poyan has a shorty. He's got a green light to go all day on a shorty. He's a tough guy to cover. And he's had a good first half, certainly the times he's had the short on him. I don't imagine you'll see the short as much in the second half.
Well, Coach, you'd mentioned that you're a little bit worried about the face-off X, and you thought that if Rand can give you anything, it'd be a bonus. He has not gotten very many face-offs, but every time Gremlians won the face-off, your defense has caused a turnover, which basically is just as good as winning the face-off.
Well, that was the plan. We're not putting his draw side guy. Usually teams put the draw side guy in the hole, and he gets to play around and go forward, and he runs away from him. We're putting the opposite guy to get to the hole, and we've had some success knocking the ball out of there, and he tries to create his own shot off the face-off, and we've had some double-team opportunities.
Thanks a lot, John. I'm with the pride of West Genesee High School, and outside of Syracuse, John Galloway, the goalie for the Rochester Rattlers. And John, thanks a lot for joining us. Last couple of weeks, this has been a playoff atmosphere in Rochester. What's the mood been like in the locker room, knowing that there's no room for error in these next couple of weeks?
Well, yeah, first of all, thanks for having me as well. And, you know, for the past couple of weeks, for the opportunity for us to be in the race still has been, you know, just so beneficial for us and our attitude going into games. And our preparation has been much better the past couple of weeks. And we just know that we want to play at the end of August. And to do so, we need to win these games. And tonight, Denver's that next step.
Well, now in your second season, the coaching staff has asked you to be more of a leader. Talk about the leadership role you've taken on this team and how it's differed from your first season in the MLL.
You know, being a goalie in this league is really tough, and I think you really have to make those adjustments. In my first year, I took a couple bumps and bruises learning how the league was ran, and I think that this year they allowed me to, you know, they put me in the responsibility of being a captain, as well as, you know, just talking to the guys on the defensive side of the ball and kind of directing what we do and what packages we are in. And I think that the confidence that the guys have given me on the field, my D-middies, my close D, has made my job much easier.
We take a look at this game tonight against Denver and next week. They're both must-win games. How is this for you as the goaltender, knowing that you're the last line of defense? Is that a good feeling to be in?
It is, especially being able to play ball after the collegiate game. I think that this competitive nature, especially near playoff time, and it's a must-win. I said it earlier this week, I haven't been excited to play a game this much since college. It's a do or die. You have something to play for, and you're playing for the guys on your roster, the guys on your sideline, and your coaching staff. And they've been behind us all year. They've been guys that believe that we could be in the playoffs all year long, and not a lot of people believe that. So for us, that's just another opportunity to prove them right.
We mentioned you're excited about these last 2 games. I know you're excited for 5 questions. You ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right. Our staff did some research. They hear that you're a phenomenal dancer. What's your go-to move?
The spin for sure. I have a little bit of salsa in me. I don't know where it came from. I must have some long-lost relatives that taught me how to do that when I was a kid. Because I'm a phenomenal salsa dancer.
So you're saying it's not the water in Camillus that helps you be a phenomenal salsa dancer?
That doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt for sure. But no, I think somebody taught me along the way.
All right, back in Syracuse, your go-to meal, you can only have one. Dinosaur barbecue or varsity pizza up on the hill?
Varsity. I bleed orange, and that's why everybody up there, they want to talk sports up there when you walk in, and that's a mainstay for Syracuse.
Most embarrassing song on your iPod, excuse me.
There's no embarrassing music. I'd sing any of the songs on my iPad, but a big song that a lot of the Cuse guys in the Rochester locker room listen to before games is Katy Perry Firework. That was kind of our theme song senior year, and we stay true to that.
Well, if you guys go in the playoffs, we better see the Katy Perry dance move after the game. Okay, you just got a job as assistant coach at Providence. You've been out on the recruiting trail. You're in my living room. I'm a big-time recruit. Sell me on going to Providence College.
Absolutely. You get to compete in the Big East, and we plan to compete nationally in the next couple of years. We have new facilities. We're going to be newly funded in the next 2 years. We have Coach Gabrielli, who's been at 6 straight Final Fours. We've had the chance to have 3 Division I national championships and 1 Division III national championship on our staff. It's a bunch of winners, and we look forward to contending in the Big East and nationally.
Nicely done. I like it.
I've practiced the past couple weeks.
Your last one, we're going to get you on this one. Best all-time Orange goalie, John Galloway, Matt Palom.
Matt Palom by a long shot. And, maybe if I had won 3 national championships, I could have something to say to him. But he's got that 3rd ring on me, and he loves to remind me when he's out here reffing games or when I come back to Syracuse. And hopefully maybe I'll be able to get an MLL championship ring.
Now, is that because he wore the football pants and you don't? Or is it because he's an official in MLL and you want to get on his good side?
It's a 50-50 right there. His legs look way better in those football pants. And you guys make sure to let him see this video before if he's reffing our game tonight. And B, because, he does a great job. He's one of the best refs in the league, and we're lucky to have him up here.
John, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, that is 2-time National Goaltender of the Year, John Galloway for the Rochester Rattlers. John, let's go back up to you.